Don't judge my racing skills, please. Alright, this has been my setup for the last little while. Got my premium double hand-me-down office chair. Luckily it doesn't have the wheels, it has feet that came with this racing stand. And speaking of the racing stand, it's just one of the simple folding ones, but it's got the shifter, handbrake mount, and stuff like that. Had to drill holes for the moza and put a block of wood down at the bottom to hold the pedals down. And then just a monitor on a slab of spare wood on top of a folding piano stand. So that's been my setup. And we're about to make some upgrades. Let's do it. Alright, corner's all cleaned up. Now I can bring in the upgrade. See if I can fit through the door. Here it is. Here is the upgrade. Pre-built because I bought it off Facebook. This is the Aries wing. Yep, that's all I got to say about it. It goes new for about $350 on Amazon with the option with the TV mount, which is this one. But I got it for $200 off of Facebook Marketplace. And this is only part of it. I need to go get the most important part. This is the main reason it has a racing seat instead of a spinny office chair. Let's go a racing chair. But the thing is, I have yet to even check if this thing is comfortable. The guy already had it in parts in a box, so I didn't really test it. But I kind of don't want to test it until it's on here. But also, if it's not comfortable, then why would I put it on here? So here we go. Let's check out the comfort. Alright, it fits my frame. Wow, this is actually a really narrow chair. Which makes sense about why the guy probably sold it, because he was much wider than me. Yeah, wow, this is narrow even for me. The seat's fine though. The seat's actually quite cushy. But as some other people in the reviews on Amazon said, might need a lumbar pillow. But it's like kind of pushing my shoulders in. But when I'm driving like this, that's totally gonna be fine. Success on the chair. And the cushion's like 3 or 4 inches thick, so that's good. Nice. Alright, here's the TV stand that comes with it, but it's got like a TV bracket, not a computer monitor bracket, so I don't know if I'll be able to use that at the moment. So yeah, let's attach the chair. So the back bolts on this chair were much more difficult than the front ones because this isn't how you normally put it together. The first time, this is just how he took it apart so that I could fit it in my car. So I'm grateful he did that. But the front bolts went in real nice, real easy. So here it is, attached to the chair. One thing that I was surprised about at this price, that the back is reclinable. So you can lay back and drive. Little give in there. Oh, it wasn't quite locked. And it looks like it could be tightened down. So next, I think it's time for the pedals. Alright, I'm to the point where I need to start measuring stuff out. I think I'm gonna have to move that pedal plate forward to this next latch up because here I'm way too close to the wheel, too waist crunched up. Put the wheel on and yeah, I don't drive like this. I'm not a high school girl. I'm just a girl. So my seat's gonna have to be quite a ways back. That feels decent there. My wheel needs more tilt on it, but I can adjust that in a minute. One more notch back, I think. No, well, yeah, that feels all right. Yeah, right there. So yeah, definitely I can't reach the pedals anymore. So I gotta bring that up a notch. It'll still be kind of pushing the extents of my leg reach, but I can also scoot this back a pair of holes if I need to. which I probably will. So that's what's next. All right, test fit number 2. Got the pedals moved forward 1 space. So let's check out the wheel. Pedals are a bit of a reach. Actually, it looks like I can go back even 1 more space on the wheelbase here, and then I can move the seat forward. Honestly, I mean, that's not too bad right there. So far, so good. One thing that's nice, this thing has cable management clips all over the place, so that'll be good for when I get this all set up. So far, I think it's a success. I think this is gonna work fine. Just need myself the lumbar support pillow, and this is actually quite comfortable. So, and if I get tired during a race, I just flip it into autopilot. Oh, that is surprisingly comfortable. But no time for sleeping. We must race. We must race. Actually, with the seat a little bit further back like that, I had it straight up like this. That's not how I would want to sit. Not even that. I would sit here, in which case I can scoot forward a bit, and then the pedals are just fine. Let's simulate some hard pressure on the pedals to see how much the chair wiggles. So yeah, it wiggles a little bit on the left side, like I suspected, but honestly, compared to my old chair, that would move like this far. That's actually pretty good. That's actually really good right there. That feels the same, that feels natural. And my handbrake's gonna go over here. I don't know if the mounting points are gonna line up for my handbrake. So yeah, we're gonna have to stick with the clamp method. So I got the handbrake installed. It's a little bit more down and to the right, but I think it's a little bit more where they are actually in real cars. That's not how you drift. Alright, so one thing that I mentioned is that I want the wheel to be tilted a little bit more back. On my other one, it's got a pretty good angle. This is like already somewhat angled, but I want to tip this front piece backwards. So I think I just loosen these 2 side screws and then it just hinges backwards. So let's do that. All right. Yeah. Feels a little high. Might just take a little bit of getting used to for my muscle memory. But yeah, overall, that feels pretty good. What's next? Monitor. I need to see if I can mount the monitor to the monitor part of the frame. Alright, so I think I can make this monitor mount work. So I can bring them really close together to line up with the VESA mount on the back of the monitor. I just need to get some screws that will fit into the monitor through this. This goes right there. I think for now I'll at least get it attached to this, and then I can work out the monitor stuff from there. I'm gonna do that. So as I suspected, it's quite far away. So yeah, it'll take some tweaking to get that working, but I think I might just ask my IT department tomorrow if they have any extra VESA mount bolts just lying around. I assume they do, because they do lots of VESA mounts. But so far it's kitty approved. Is it kitty approved? Is it kitty approved, huh? Hey. So far I am pretty satisfied with this. A lot of people in the reviews said that the chair isn't the most comfortable. For me, so far, it's really quite plush. My other office chair was like sitting on a piece of wood, so it's a step up from that. I can see how anybody with a wider frame it would be pushing forward on your shoulders a lot more. For me, it's like just barely there, but also your shoulders are forward when you're driving anyway. My butt's almost at the sides and I'm skinny. So, but like we already discovered, the reclining back is actually quite nice. Once I get everything hooked up, then we've got cable management clips like I mentioned. Pedals are a good distance at the moment. I don't know what I'll do when I have a shifter. That'll come at some point. But overall, so far so good. Alright, I've got it all cable managed except for the stuff on the ground. The handbrake goes down the pole through the clips. And the wheel stuff goes down the pole through the clips into my hub nest. Just ignore that. That's always been there. And it's all low power stuff. But yeah, I think we're pretty much set. Except for the display. I'm pretty stoked. Well, my IT guy came in clutch today and gave me some VESA monitor screws. I can now put on the monitor. But I can't get the post off from the monitor, so that's just gonna be stuck there. I think I might be able to get this to mount. If I can at least get 2 screws in. And I dropped one already. Tighten those screws and there we go. A little high, but honestly not too bad. It is very far away though. I think I'm going to 3D print some sort of adapter that I can take that whole back arm and flip it the other way around so that it's tilting up this way so that the monitor's right here. I have to design that in 3D and then 3D print it. And I'm not great at designing things, so that'll be at some point in the future. But also, like I mentioned, I'm kind of mostly using VR at the moment, at least for drifting. So yeah, success. All right, loading up our first drift session in the new seat. I don't know if you can see this down here. It doesn't look like it, but I got my lumbar pillow all secured in place. It's been a while since I've drifted not in VR. I can feel the wheel vibrations in my pedals. I haven't felt that before. The first thing I do is roll my car. Oh my gosh. Holy crap, I went flying. And now I'm falling through the map. Oh, you know why? It's because I'm not in race fuel because it resets. Alright, there we go. Now I can drift. Gotta get used to the wheel position too. I cannot see to my side. I need to be able to see. Alright, anywho. First session on the wheel stand. Just gotta get used to the new wheel angle and position and the new position of this. But the screen's all hooked up. I also like that I can feel the vibrations of the car in my pedals. That's new and kind of cool. It's pretty sturdy. It wobbles a little bit because there's some like cushioning between the joints here. But overall, so far so good. Alright, so I've been using the Aries wing frame for a little over a month now probably. And I have some thoughts. So first I want to talk about comfort. And while it is overall generally comfortable, it's not super comfortable like I thought it would be during my first impressions. The seat is fine, it's soft, but it still creates pressure points and is a little bit tough on my bony butt. But I added a little bit of an extra cushion to it, which has been helpful. And the back is nice and comfortable, especially since I added a lumbar pillow. Without the lumbar pillow, it was not great. It was lacking the support that I need in my back. I'm so bad at driving this course. I am also not used to driving Formula. I usually drive GT. Oh, and this is faster than I'm used to. So yeah, overall comfort, I say is maybe like a 6 or 7 out of 10. I haven't felt anything more comfortable because this is the fanciest I've ever gotten. It at least beats my office chair. Maybe not for longevity of comfort, but for at least functional comfort, it is much better than my office chair was. Next, I want to touch on adjustability, and while it does have lots of adjustment points and options, some of them just don't really make sense. Like here on the wheelbase part, it like tilts downwards more than it tilts upwards, so the wheel would be like upside down like this at its lowest adjustment point, which I have no idea what that would be for. And this is like the highest it can be tilted up, and it's basically perpendicular to the ground, which is not great. Oh, I'm so bad. I can't focus and talk at the same time. But yeah, there's no real option to adjust it upwards for, say, trucking or something like that. So it's a little bit tricky in that regard. Other adjustments that can be made is the pedal distance. There's 3 distances, I believe, for the pedals. And also for the shifter arm here, there's 3 available spots for it. I'm using the middle option, which is a good distance for my hands and my arms for me, but there's some decently good options there. Man, all my breaking points for GT are different in Formula. As for mounting points on the shifter arm, it does come with a bunch of holes in it, but I don't necessarily know what they're for. So I just have my stuff kind of hooked to a 2x4 that's holding my handbrake and my H pattern. Also, as for monitor adjustability, you're kind of just stuck with it where it's at. You can go up and down, but there's no front to back adjustment, which is to be expected. It's a solid frame. Would have been nice if the monitor was a little bit closer, at least for my monitor size. I can see that if you were using a big TV, which I think it's intended for, then you'd probably have a better experience and the TV would fill more of your view compared to my small monitor that I have here. But as for mountability of different screens, it's got the 2 posts on the back with many holes going up and down for different options. Also, the monitor downsides that I just mentioned are not that big of a deal because I have been primarily using VR. One thing that I really do appreciate is the cable management clips that I mentioned earlier, probably. And those just help me keep my cables more tidily managed, and I got them down to 1 hub instead of 2 hubs. Oh boy, I looked away and I broke my card. As for the value, I think it's kind of not really my place to say for the value because I got this used off of Facebook Marketplace. But for the original price of $350, including the TV mount, I think that's a decent price. The chair feels nice and solid. It's got good adjustability front and back, and also the reclining. So that's pretty good comfort for the price, I think. Like I said, I haven't tried anything else, so can't really speak to the value of it too much. So aside from some of the little things like the seat cushion, which I thought was going to be soft, but not quite, and the lack of adjustability in the ways that you would think it would be adjustable, I think this is a pretty good frame. I might have consumer bias because I paid for it with my own money, and therefore I am forced to say that it's a good thing, but also I'm learning that I kind of have that tendency sometimes and am trying to avoid it. One thing that I actually enjoy about it is that I can now feel the force feedback and rumbles and vibrations from my wheelbase in my pedals. It kind of feels like a car. I can feel the curbs in my feet. So it's a little bit more immersive. The shifter arm is plenty solid once I got it all tightened down, and it's been working well. It's in a good spot. This frame also does have the option of coming without the TV stand. If you're going to use primarily VR, or you already have like a screen on the wall or something, a TV setup, then you can get this without the TV mount, and it's, I think, $100 cheaper or $50 cheaper. I think just $50 cheaper. But either way, I'll have links to this frame down in the description below if you want to check it out on Amazon. It is going to be an affiliate link, so if you use that link, I'll get a small kickback. But this isn't sponsored in any way. Like I said, I bought this with my own money. So there we have it. This is the Aries Wing. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you want. You can comment down below your thoughts. If you have any questions, also comment down below. And just don't judge my racing skills, please, because I can't talk and race at the same time. And I can't race in the first place anyway. But that's it for this video. I'll see you around.